Welcome to the fascinating world of the biomolecule, the essential molecule that builds and sustains life. All elements found in living organisms are also present in the earth crust. But here is the key difference. Carbon and hydrogen are found in much higher concentration in living organism than in the earth crust. These are the crucial to life. We know the cellular pool. Inside every cell, there is a variety of molecules that helps to perform vital function and form what we call the cellular pool. Biomolecules can be divided into two broad groups. One is inorganic biomolecules and other is organic biomolecules. In inorganic biomolecules, we found water, gases and minerals. In case of essential minerals, 17 essential minerals are found in plants and 24 essential elements in animal. In case of organic biomolecule, these are carbon-based molecules such as carbohydrate, protein, lipid, nucleic acid, amino acid, polysaccharide, enzyme. These are all carbon-based molecules. Classification of biomolecules on the basis of their molecular weight. Biomolecules can also be classified by size. One is macromolecule and other is micromolecule. Macromolecules are large-sized molecule. They are insoluble in dilute acid and their molecular weight or the molecular weight of the macromolecules are greater than 10,000 Dalton. Example of the macromolecules are protein, nucleic acid such as DNA and RNA, polysaccharide such as starch and cellulose. There is a special note on lipid. Remember it. Lipid have a molecular weight between 800 to 1000 Dalton, but they are not acid soluble. So lipid are neither true micromolecule nor macromolecule, but are still part of the acid soluble fraction. On the other hand, micromolecules are small and acid soluble, low molecular weight, soluble in dilute acid such as amino acid, monosaccharide, nucleotides. Let's recall some basics. What is an atom? Atom is the smallest unit of matter. It can take part in chemical reaction. It has equal number of proton and electron. Most atoms form bond to become stable. Noble gases like helium, neon can exist independently. Atoms combine to form molecule. On the other hand, ion, an atom or group of atom with a net electric charge is known as ion. So what is an element? Element is a pure substance made of only one kind of atom. It cannot be broken down by chemical means. Found in a periodic table, there are 118 known elements. And last, what is the compound? Compound are formed when two or more different elements combined chemically. There are two main types of compounds. One is covalent compound. They share electron and form molecules. And other is ionic compound formed by attraction between opposite charge ion. Suppose Na plus and Cl minus form table salt, NaCl. What is molecule? Two or more atoms bound together, formed mostly by non-metals through covalent bond, such as H2O, O2, CO2. The number of atoms and elements are equal. Next, we will explore metabolites. Metabolites are the intermediate or end product of the metabolic reaction that occur inside cell. These reactions are controlled by enzymes and form part of a series called the metabolic pathway. Here is a key point that metabolites are not just waste or leftover. They are functionally important compound that help keep the cell alive and active. Now the question is that what is metabolic pathway? Inside cell, thousands of chemical reactions are happening continuously. These reactions are connected like a chain, where one metabolic becomes the next through enzyme catalyzed steps. This series of linked chemical reaction is called the metabolic pathway, such as glucose convert pyruvate, then pyruvate convert acetyl CoA, and then it liberate energy, such in the form of ATP. Metabolites are broadly divided into two types: primary metabolites and secondary metabolites. Primary metabolites are essential for growth, development, and reproduction of an organism. Example of primary metabolites are amino acid used to build protein, nucleotide used in DNA or RNA, sugar like glucose, these are the energy sources, organic acids like lactic acid, vitamins, some are primary, ethanol in some microbes. Primary metabolites involved directly in metabolic pathways like respiration, photosynthesis, and protein synthesis. But in case of secondary metabolite, these are not essential for basic survival, but provide advantage of like defense against a predator, attracting pollinator, communication between organisms. Example of some secondary metabolites are alkaloids like morphine, quinine, flavonoids like plant pigments, antibiotics like penicillin, pigments like chlorophyll in some context, essential oil, toxin in some fungi or plants. These are mostly found in plants, fungi, and some microorganisms. Metabolites are not static. In living system, they are continuously converted into one another as part of the cell's functioning. A primary metabolite may eventually lead the formation of the secondary metabolite. Dive into one of the most fascinating molecule in biology. Question is that what is the most hardworking molecule in our body? It's protein that do everything, whether it's digestion, immunity, transport, or even making you grow taller. Now the fun fact is that the word protein comes from the Greek word proteus. It means first and foremost. That tells us how essential proteins are to life. Two scientists, Berzelius and Mulder, first introduced the term protein. The smallest unit of protein is an amino acid. An amino acid has a central carbon, is called the alpha carbon, and an amino group, a carboxyl group, and a hydrogen atom. Variable side chain or R group. Now imagine Lego blocks. Each block is an amino acid. Protein is just a long chain of these blocks. A covalent bond forms between the amino group of one amino acid and the carboxyl group of another. This releases a water molecules, means dehydration synthesis. The bond that connect them is called a peptide bond. Let's classify these chains. If the chains has less than 20 amino acid, it is called oligopeptide. 20 to 50 amino acid is called the polypeptide, and greater than 50 amino acid, that is a full protein. In fact, a multimeric protein made of 4 chains, such as hemoglobin, it has 2 alpha chain and 2 beta chain. You have heard of myoglobin, that is a monomeric protein. It has just 1 chain. Now, for you, which proteins are complete, containing all essential amino acid? The answer is animal protein. These are called the first class protein, and the plant protein, they are called the second class protein, because they may lack one or more essential amino acid. On composition based, we can classify protein as simple protein, only amino acid, conjugated protein with an extra prosthetic group, and derived protein, broken down product. Based on the structure of the protein, we can classify the protein as primary structure, secondary structure, tertiary structure, and quaternary structure. Primary structure, it is the linear chain of amino acid determined by DNA. Example, insulin chain. Secondary structure are alpha helix and beta sheet. These are held together by the hydrogen bonds. Example, keratin. Keratin is the example of the alpha helix and silk fibroin is the beta sheet. Now things get fancy in the tertiary structure. Here the proteins fold into 3D shape. Functional at last. We get bonds like disulfide bond. These are the strong and covalent bond. Ionic bond between charged R group, hydrogen bonds and hydrophobic interaction. Example of tertiary structure is enzyme and antibiotic. And finally, the quaternary structure. When multiple subunits come together like puzzle pieces, here multiple polypeptide chains assemble into a functional protein such as hemoglobin and collagen. Collagen gives shape and structure, and immunoglobulin fight against infection. Ferritin store iron. Actin and myosin help to contract our muscle. Remember that protein has lost its 3D structure due to heat, pH or chemical changes, and protein become non-functional such as cooked egg white. So what are proteins? They are essential, structural, functional and everything in between. Remember, without protein we would simply be bag of water and fat with no function. They are truly the machine of life. Thank you.